Hey. So we're testing more fun things right now. Let me post the link live here. Let's see here. Let's find my link on my phone. And then we can post this onto the fanciful, uh, Facebook. Fanciful Facebook. So let's see here. There we go. And share. And copy link. Copied. Go into the Prusa community Facebook page. I think it's just facebook.com/Prusa community. Hey, what up, Filament Frenzy, Mr. Tom? I am glad to see you, sir. We'll be going MMU2 talks and some other stuff. I'm testing some more fabulous things with the camera and all the microphone stuff. So we're just testing some things. I want to get it perfect when I start doing this more often for reels. So back testing some more YouTube thingies. Yeah. So this is just one of my old backup cameras from last year. It's a Sony A7R II, which is fun. So if you didn't catch that, it shoots in 6K and then downreses to 4K on the output. So you already get a nice crispy image. And then the capture card captures at 1080p, so it downreses that 4K to 1080p, which we're broadcasting full 1080p. Because, well, I think the capture card can go higher. I just haven't tried it. But I really don't want to broadcast 4K. I do have pretty decent internet, but Chris does not want to broadcast 4K. But we did change the lens. So we went from the super wide, which made me look really frumpy because I'm already fat, to a little less frumpy. So this lens is a little bit different. But we definitely want to try some new things. So like, I want to be able to transition. I don't know if that pops up. But I just hit a transition, and I got a camera on the MMU2, so we can take a look at what's going on over there. And I got my little mini camera of myself. Let me watch that live. Hopefully my volume is turned off because I don't want to hear myself in this cycle. So let's wait for my internet to catch up here. Oh, it's working? Sweet. And was the transition okay? I can't. OBS does not show me the transitions whatsoever. So when I click transition, it just is a cut. But I have a fade set, so hopefully it faded. That would be amazing if it did. Ah, sweet. It was a smooth. Sweet. So let me go back to just me. Yeah, Rogue Dude, I can't wait for my actual one that I ordered. That way I don't have to just keep testing it. I feel with the one that I got for beta testing, I just have to continue testing. So I haven't really printed anything for fun. So I'm just testing different filaments to see which ones work the best. I still need to raise my laptop or lower the camera so I'm looking at the camera more. I hate staring at my monitor because there's no monitor out. You know, that's what we'll get. I'll pick up a monitor out. That way, yeah, October, dude. That's next month. That's Halloween. That's a month away from my birthday. So I like October, mostly because Halloween. I'm a huge Halloween junkie. But yeah, if you're just catching in, I'm here just literally testing some new stuff. I will do a few things. Some people ask for some things. I'm definitely going to send some prints to some cameras, set up different scenes. That way, like here, I'm going to transition to the MMU2. Let's see, yep, it's over here. I can see it. That way, I can get a camera. I have a camera on each printer already, so might as well use that in the videos so I can swap back and forth. So it is printing right now. A lot of people have been wanting to watch it live stream. I can do that too. I can set up a live stream. I do need to set the focus on my manual focus camera on there. I have the Logitech C270 on there, just using the overhead lights. And the lighting should be better on me. I fixed some light. I didn't actually add any lighting. I just turned off a light that was over there. It depends on the print. Filament waste is actually not bad. Oop. because most of the filament waste... Oop, let me back up. Most of the filament waste is hollow. Another reason why I like this camera. And eye focus. We're back. Yeah, so I'm actually going to go over Slicer. So let's do that. I have to slice something. I need to send to another printer real quick. So let me go to screen capture, transition, and move over to Slicer. Can everyone see Slicer right now? Of course I can't see chat. Ugh. The things that happen. I just finished slicing. These are some new Veco parts. Do I have the new Veco? Or do we have to go on... Oh, man. So I guess I got to go here. And I got to go to Facebook. And I got to pull up my chat with Veco. Y'all get to follow along. As I... Did I get any notifications? Let's see here. So while I'm waiting, I need to learn how to convert STLs to 3MFs. You don't... So Bruce, if you pop in, you don't need to make them into 3MFs. 3MFs is just a format that allows you to save settings, which is awesome. That's something that a lot of programs don't have. We'll go over that because that's actually really powerful for Slicer. But oh, that's what I was doing. I was gonna find my chat with Veco. He sent me parts. Veco. Hopefully nothing naughty is in this chat. So he made me this. I have to download. Thank you, Veco, by the way. Yeah. It can't be previewed. Download. Give me download. Direct download. Okay. And I think I have everything else. Do I have the other Veco files on here? Revised extruder and X carriage. Yes, I have that. So let's go back to Slicer here real quick. I'm gonna check the chat. Yep, back. Get off that YouTube. Get off that Facebook, Chris. But I had to download those files. So let's delete this bed. I already have my PETG profile loaded. So, oh, he sent it me as a step. Okay, let's open up Fusion 360. Oh, of course, that doesn't work. Load Fusion 360. And let's do some stuff. Let's go Fusion. We're really going to do this slow. I'm going to show you how to convert a step into an STL. And then I'm going to show you how to load that STL into Slicer for no reason. And I can't see chat right now, so if you're asking me questions, I apologize if I can't answer them. I will be adding an extra monitor to this setup here shortly. I'll run to Best Buy tomorrow and add a monitor to this, so that way I'm not running on... Well, I guess I could put an iMac down here. That way I have a bigger screen. No, Chris, stop buying things you don't need. Don't need another computer down here. You just need to... let's see here. Veco stuff. So, upload. Select files. Hopefully I don't have anything naughty in my downloads. I don't. Let's see here. Extruder step. Open. Upload. And this takes just a quick second while it reads that step file. Go, step file, go. I can actually, you know what, I can put an iPad down here. Get a little monitor for that. Come on. Why is this taking so long? I'm gonna go look at the chat while that's doing that. Chat. Oh man, no one's saying anything. Hi, chat people. Everyone's so intently watching my step conversion. What? Are you crashing? Let me find out. Fusion. Nope, hasn't crashed. Just taking forever. Veco, send me STLs, bro. I'll load the rest in here. So, let's load the rest of the files I need in here. Revised carriage files. Open in Finder. There we go. Yep, come here. So, I need the carriage parts. I need to print these. So, there's the carriage for the Mark III. And the back and the cable holder. I need those three. So, this, and this. Drag that into here. Arrange. Oh, I love that they fixed arrange. It's no longer dumb. So I will do some changes though. Oh. By the way, the L and R keys are your rotate left and rotate right. L is left, R is right. In case you wanted to know which is which, I'll shove you over here. Someone's texting me. My watch is going off. How's that? What is going on? That step conversion is taking way too long. Is there an error with the step file? Extruder 2-step, open. Upload. No, that one stopped. That one finished. All right. Let's see if it loaded. Opening document. And there's nothing here yet. It's probably mad at me because I'm loading too. You guys are probably laughing at me like, all right. Oh, that's why it took so long. This is the full, you didn't just send me the step for the thing, you sent me the step for the whole thing. By the way, Vecco is insane. He does everything in SolidWorks. This is the entire thing in step. Everything. He has well, I don't see the motor. Normally the motor's in here too. Like it didn't load the motor. But this is what I want. Filament sensor cover. Is that it? Yep. That's the one I want. And we're going to save as STL. And hit OK. And we're going to put that in the desktop. And we're going to hit save. There we go. Now we have Vecco's extruder cover with PTFE tube Festo. That way I can run reverse Bowden. Or what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to put his extruder on the MMU2 printer and try that out. Oh, this thing looks so cool. Good job, Vecco. So let's go to the desktop. Drag this thing over. Come on. Come on, Sally. We're going to print a few of these. But, oh, man. Apparently I need to turn the Festo off. So, there it is. I don't need the pneumatic coupling. So let's do that again. Let's save as STL with not the pneumatic coupling attached. Hit OK. And we'll call that this. Save. The things you learn about Fusion 360 as you're YouTubing. By the way, this is why I never do a Fusion 360 tutorial, nor will you ever see me do one. I will need a couple of those, so more. And I will double click these because we're going to change the layer height on these because they do have, let's see, layers and perimeter, layer height. We're going to change this from the normal 2.15 millimeters for layer height on these because they do have threads inside them. Boom. And that is the powerful thing on Slicer. I bet you Tom's like freaking out over there. Like, what was that? We're watching with interest. These are, I just need to send something to the printer. These are upgrades. This is the newest Vecco extruder parts. I just printed the extruder, all the extruder parts minus the carriage, and then he made me these. I requested some with Festo holders, pneumatic couplings. But then you just watch the power. I can just change what layer height I want using multiple processes in Slicer. So just double click it and you can add all these cool functions, and I picked layers and picked layer height and changed the layer height from my PTG profiles at 2.2 millimeters, so now this is 0.15 because there are threads, and I think that'll help with the threads. We'll find out here in a second. So let's slice. Let's put you more in a less precarious place. Slice now. And preview. And I don't need any supports. Vecco would make sure nothing that he makes uses supports. Now it's pondering. And the way to find out, come on. Ooh, went too far. If the threads show up. So the threads are not showing. Oh, they are showing up. So the threads are showing up inside there. So that is a good layer height. So, all right. So that worked. So we will export the G code and X carriage. Sure, that's perfect. Save to the desktop. And let's go to. Oh, the stream. Oh, it did. Oh, okay. Is that better? Am I back? Is it alive? Alright. So we need to go to my Mark III. Just need to send this and we can chat about cool stuff, and I actually can read the chat. So printer upgrades, Veco, and this file, and this. We'll upload to that and hit print. And we can exit this. We can exit Facebook. We can close this. We'll close Safari. We don't need that. So let's go back here. Yeah, OBS sometimes has a fit, and it's weird. And yeah, India, if you think yours is atrocious, mine is definitely atrocious. Let me switch back to me. Now you have to look at the screen of me. Yeah, I don't know why OBS does that sometimes on streams. I can run perfect as long as I'm not using screen sharing and stuff. My CPU load only went up to 15%, but it apparently didn't like it. Yeah, okay, so we just sent a file over to print. I try to have a magnificent beard. It's actually well unkempt. I normally have it trimmed to a very neat, and I'm normally wearing a t-shirt with my face on it. But that was yesterday. The camera is a Sony a7R II. That was my backup camera last year, and I replaced all my cameras with Sony a7 IIIs this year. So it's now the webcam, which is dumb. It's a nearly $3,000 webcam. But the nice thing is it's now going to be the basement camera for doing stuff. But yeah, the more you use Fusion 360, the better it is. It definitely is. So let's switch. Let's transition over here. A7 II is awesome. I had that too for a little bit. So over here, I got to get used to which directions. So I've got the MMU2 running. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna dread my beard. I did have it braided for a little bit because one of my shoots, the hairstylist was like, "Oh man, can I braid your beard?" And I was like, "You can put a couple braids in there." And that was the most annoying time of my life because as I talked, it was like grabbing on my face. But yeah, so I got the MMU2. Dang it! It's this hand. It's this way. There's a MMU2 over here, and I have that mount I have, so it's using that C270 Logitech camera. I haven't changed the focus, unfortunately, so the focus is pretty poopy. It looks like it's focused more on everything behind it and not the extruder, which I can fix because it has a manual focus ring. It said that I'm most excited for the orange PTFE tube. Man, I'm replacing the orange PTFE tube. I want to put a clear PTFE tube on there, that way I can see the retractions. But I'm a weirdo. All of us were wondering, like, why is there an orange why'd you pay extra for this orange PTFE tube? So yeah, it's running right now, so you can kind of see what it does. A lot of people were asking, can you stream? And with the way my internet has been lately, even though I pay for ridiculous internet, it's been a little weird. But as you can see, it literally just goes color to color to color. The wipe tower is there on the right, and you can move the wipe tower wherever you want, which is nice. You can even turn it 90 degrees. So it is pretty easy to do. So we're actually going to show you how to make that happen, and hopefully the connection doesn't poop out on me, so you guys will have to ping me if the connection goes poopy. I'll keep my phone next to me, and maybe if somebody wants to hit me up on a messenger that my connection dies, then I can restart it because OBS is a poop head sometimes. But as you see right now, it's just doing a purge, so it's running a wipe, it ejected, and it'll be interesting. No, yeah, it does. So if I bring something up close, it'll focus on it and immediately goes right back to my eye. And if I move away, of course, it tries to focus on the closest thing to me. Thank you, Filament Frenzy. By the way, Filament Frenzy is Tom Jackson. Follow him on Twitter at Filament Frenzy. He's going to be the next famous YouTube star for 3D printing, not like those actual YouTube stars that have like 1 million followers. But he'll get really close. I guarantee 200,000 subs within a year or two. But yeah, so let's actually show you how slicer works for making a multi-material print. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. Yeah, the feature's amazing for changing between focus, man, because like if I move, it wants to focus on my eyes, which is great. Even though I am staring downward, which I apologize for not staring into the camera more often. It's still something I'm getting used to. But yeah, all the Sony should have... Well, the A7 II had it, but not in live. It had face focus in still image, but not in live. But the A7R II and the A7 III all have face focus in constant... Or iFocus in constant focusing mode. Continuous focusing mode, not constant. I'm a photographer, I should know these terms. Like, it's the one thing I know more than I do about 3D printing, and I don't know that much about 3D printing. So yeah, let's hop over the slicer here. And let's... there we go. Let's delete the bed. Let's delete all this stuff. And let's make sure I don't have any extra process. Let's kill Fusion 360. Just to see... Oh yeah, it's going to ask me. Quit now. I don't care about uploading it. You'll upload it later. Make sure... Yep, okay. So... Loading a multicolor print is easy. Making them is harder. Let's use the Marvin FET here. So files. And you'll notice that when you have files, there's a bunch of them. And the most important thing to do with multi-material prints is to make sure a piece that's touching the bed is loaded first. So this one actually is marked bottom, and you can see that... Oh, that's the device. Let's see. Let's find... He's got legs. There we go. So these legs are actually touching the ground. So we'll actually load the legs in first. So we got the legs loaded. And we also need to change this to a multi-material, which will add my purge block once I switch to a MMU2 profile. So we're going to pick generic. Nope, we're not going to pick Prusa PLA. So generic PLA. Generic PLA. This is something you have to do every time, which is annoying. It doesn't automatically pick MMU2 profiles. And they will be different because you have the ramming sequences, but... And we'll pick the fast. And yes. So now we have a purge block. Dropped on the bed. We got the feet. And the feet are actually separate. That doesn't need anything special. So now we have to load the next bottom piece. So... Oh, of course I closed the window because I'm a silly kid. Downloads, Marvin, pull that out, and files. Everything's still going good? Oh yeah, someone text him. What? Oh yeah, switch the scene. Ha! Ho! Hey guys! Let me delete that. Let me... Oh boy, I'm a dummy. Screen capture, transition... See, this is why people need to text me, man. This is why I'm not a professional YouTuber. That's better, right? You can see my screen, right? I can see that you can see my screen. This is why I need a second monitor. Okay, so this is a fresh slicer. Nothing on the bed. Here's my purge block because I picked a MMU2 profile. Everything's set to generic PLA. There's one thing you need to check sometimes. There's a bug and they're working on fixing it. Yep, there it is. It didn't pick generic PLA. And then you go back and this is going to be PTG and you change that back to generic PLA and now it works. I have reported this to the masters that are in control. They are working on fixing the fact that when you switch to generic PLAs, for some reason, whatever the last filament you had in the filament settings stays. Why that happens, they don't know yet. They are working on that. But the good news is bug fixes come fast. So, we need to... Oh, I think I still have it open. Why do I keep closing the window? So, here are the Marvin FET multi-material prints. And one piece doesn't matter. So, here's the legs top. That doesn't matter. That's just a leg. The leg doesn't do anything. So, we need to find what touches the base. And that's going to be the helmet. The helmet will touch the bed. You see the feet insert into the body. So, we're going to move the head in there. And actually, you know what? We can do it. It's set right. We'll double-click the feet. We'll skip that. We'll double-click the feet, and this will bring up our... I don't know what this menu is called, but this is where you do all of your mesh modifiers and your multi-processes. So we're just going to call this the multi-menu because it does multi-things. So the next step is once you've got a piece of the multi-material print in, you just need one, you go to load part. And you're going to load all the other parts besides that. So we're going to just select all and open. And it should work. I haven't done this one. Nope, that was incorrect because it put the feet in its head. So that is actually going to be separate. Ooh, delete all. This is where it gets tricky. So I picked a good tricky one. See, you're catching me off guard. Let's see here. Images. No, not images. Go back. Files. So let's do the feet first. So we need the feet and the bottom feet. There they are. Legs bottom. Let's load the legs bottom. Let's load the other part of the leg bottom. So load part. Let's see here. And legs top. And we're going to load that. And this combines them automatically. So it finds where it needs to go. It combines them automatically. And we'll come back to this. So this can go over here. Let's load the rest of Marvin Fett. So downloads. Oh, why do I keep going that way? Oh, I keep closing the window. I'm such a good computer user that I keep closing the gosh darned window. So let's pick the helmet. We'll load the helmet. And the reason this is there's actually two parts to this piece. So you don't normally have to do this. But you need the pieces that touch the bed. And let's make sure the stream is still going. Yep. And double click. And double clicking brings up our multi-menu where we will load a part. We will load all of the other parts. So we don't need this one. So we just need to load everything else besides the feet in that. So that is, we can remove this. So device bottom, device top, rear grille, the visor, and the other part of the visor. So we're going to open. And it'll literally drop everything into place perfectly. So there is our helmet section of our Marvin Fett. You could load it all as one, and it should combine the two, but it prints without supports split like this, in case anyone is asking that question. And now you're wondering, like, oh, well, how do I make it multicolor? So it does a really cool thing in that you can select each piece that you dropped in. So these are all the different pieces, and they highlight green. As you can see, whatever you highlight highlights green. So we're going to pick the helmet. So that's the main color of the helmet. And you have to know what colors are in your MMU too. So let's say color 1 is green. So we're going to say color 1 green, and that's our helmet piece. We're going to go to the device bottom, which I believe is the bottom of this device here. Nope, yep, down here. So this is the device bottom, and the device top is this little section. And that's usually what, silver? Let's say silver's on 4. Someone's messaging me. Jason, nope, okay. So we'll say silver's on 4. So picked the wrong thing. Device top will be 4. Device bottom will be 4. Those are both be silver. Why they're silver, I don't know. We're just saying they're silver. And as you see, it assigned it a color, so now it's pink in there. The helmet stayed orange because that's color 1. So we need to go to the grill. And I don't know where that is. Where's the grill? There's a grill? Somewhere in here is a grill. It's telling me there's a grill hidden in here somewhere. And it should be highlighted. Oh, there it is back here. So those things are another color. We will also, we'll say that's our black. So that's going to be black. And the visor is highlighted. That also has to be black. So we said that 3 was black, so this will be black. And then the red part of the visor, which is that outline, it says it should be red. And of course we put red on 2. So helmet green was on 1. And the device bottom was silver, and the top was silver, which are both 4. 3 is our color black, which is also there. And 2, which is our red. And that is how you get the colors in. You literally just sit there and you have to just remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what colors they are. You could do a little bit more work. It is kind of, I wish there was a way to hook up all of the colors so that way you didn't have to try to remember them, but this is how it works. Now, you're probably asking me, Chris, but what about if I want to wipe into the object? Well, here it is. Select the object, and there is wipe into this objects. By the way, I've also reported this to the men in charge and or women. On the Mac version, it says wipe into this objects. they are going to change that to something more appropriate, which will be wipe into object. And they will change this one that says wipe into this object as wipe object or something like that. So that means that makes it a waste object. That's the second option. So wiping into this object means that the infill will be used as wipe. And on the Mac, wipe into this object just means that the object itself is going to be a waste object. So you'll have multicolor. It just prints whatever color and purges right into it. We will select neither of those because this is a small object and you're not going to get enough purge out of it. And there we go. And then we have to do our feet. So let's double click the feet. And let's say the bottom of the feet are silver, which I think we said was 4. Oh, yeah, I made the whole thing 4. Aha. The bottom of the feet is 4, and then green for the legs, which we said was, I don't remember, 2. But that's how that's done. That wasn't green, but that's okay. So this is how you get the multi-material print set up. So now you can see it actually shows you the multicolors on there. You can actually change those. So if you go to your filament settings, printer settings, extruder 1. So let's say extruder 1. I don't remember what we said extruder 1 was going to be. I think we said that was going to be something. You can change them to whatever you want. Extruder 4, I remember, was silver, so we just got to turn that one gray. So you can actually go in here and like take a quick look at what it'll look like finished. I don't think we used 5. 3, I think, was black. Could be wrong. Probably am. 2, I think, was actually blue. So yeah. Nope. One of them was the green, and I think that was 1. Maybe that was 1. Cancel. So printer settings. Trigger 1 is green. I'll make it a dark green. So yeah, there's your Boba Fett Marvin. And you can just kind of use that to see what the colors would look like. They will stay if you save them as such, but they default back to their primary colors. I wish orange wasn't the main primary color, but hey, you know, I did not choose what the primary color is. And of course, if you want more, you can just add more. So now you can have, 3 of them and 3 feet. And you can move them around as you please. So that way you don't have to just have 1 Marvin Fett head. You can have 3 Marvin Fetts. Keychains. And you can place these however you want. You could use auto range. Sometimes it moves the wipe tower oddly. So they are still working on that. But at least I think they are. And then, of course, we can slice it. And this might take a little bit. I should have probably not made so many of them. But slicing multi-material definitely takes a little bit longer than standard slicing. But this will give you a one-to-one preview of your purge block, which is amazing. So this is your actual purge block with the colors in there. And you can actually see how dense that's going to be. Since we're changing a color every single layer, and we have 3 colors at one time, it is a very dense block. And then when it switches to less colors, we'll have, some gap, some air gap in there. That's a very dense block. But that is the basics. Now, someone did ask about 3MF files. Let me hop over the chat real quick and see where we're at here. Let me go back. Let me go back here. And let me put it on my face. Let me go back to main camera, transition. Boom. All right. Switch scene, switch scene. Someone text him. There we go. Remember my first live stream. It was like radio. I do need an assistant. Someone to keep me going. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Matthew? It's not difficult to keep track of color, whatever. I have them the same at all times. It's blue, red, black, gray, green at the moment. So let's see here. But yeah, you could definitely make a cheat sheet. I think there should be. I mean, if you made your pie far enough away with the camera, you can go wide enough so that way you can see. Oh, YouTube did not. Oh, dang it. There we go. Hey, hopefully I'm back again. YouTube does not like it when I do that. Let's see. Cheat sheet, buffering. Yeah, it's being a pain in the butt today. It worked better yesterday. I flagged his beard as offensive. This beard is offensive. So let me go back to the screen capture here. Transition back to screen capture. So one of the things people asked was the 3MF format, and this is the best way to save anything. If you are going to do MMU prints, you can save this as an you can just export G code. You can save it as, you know, what I like to do, which is really hard to do, is I like to say how many, so 3x Marvin FET, and this is a 4-color, and save. And that just kind of helps me when I'm looking back at the memory card. I think there is a way, there's tags for all of this. That's going to take 11 hours and 20 minutes. That is a long print. But it is 4 colors, and it's a lot of color changing. It is changing 3 colors at all times, or more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's changing 4 colors at all times. So that definitely slows things down. Most prints don't take that long. Most of them are 6-7 hours. But the 3MF format. So there is a platter, export as the plate as 3MF, and all that does is it saves exactly what's on the bed. So if you've already sliced all this, you already have all this put together. And, I mean, the nice thing is you can move this stuff up and in the preview. But you can go to platter. You can export place as 3MF. And all it does is it saves all of the information. So it saves all of what you've programmed in as your colors and your settings. And, again, you can name it the same thing. So desktop 3x Marvin MMU2.3MF, save. And that takes a second because it's making this all amazing. And let's hit delete all. And we did all of that work, right? Setting it up. And let's say we want to go back, we only want 1 Marvin FET, or we want a plate of 5. If you go to File, Open, or you just drag and drop it, but you can go to Desktop, you can open your 3MF file, and it'll load the 3MF, and all of that hard work that you did, color coding everything, is saved exactly in the locations you had them saved in. So you can go back in and you can make 2, you can make 1, and this is the power of Slicer right here, in that using that file format is perfect for multi-material. So I make sure that when I do these slicings, I also save a 3MF, and I believe it can print the 3MF. I'm probably wrong, but I know the Slicer handles 3MFs, and in the long run, you can now save the bed. It saves all your settings. It actually saved its own print setting for it. But then you've got all these fun features here. You can go back and change things. You can change the colors. Like, oh man, I color swapped it wrong. So you can go in here and you can double click and go back and change your color settings. Like, oh, 4 wasn't silver. It was 5, so you can go back in and 5 is silver. Reslice and save. So that is your 3MF tutorial there. So let me go back to main camera and transition. I need a button. I might have to set these up on buttons. Let's see here. Yeah, that new camera though. It is. So this would give you. Yeah, so Indiana Zoidberg. So that's a good point. Slicer gives you the ETA after you slice it. It's already been mentioned multiple times from Prusa. It will the next major release for Slicer will have time estimates before. Oh man, it killed the stream. It does not like the transitions, I don't think. Is it better? Is it better again? Let's see. Yeah, so back to Indiana Zoidberg's point. And again, I think it hates the switching between stuff, so I will figure what the heck that is all about. But what Indiana Zoidberg is asking is he wishes Slicer would give the time estimates before, and it will. That's Bruce has already announced, and Joseph already mentioned that after the next major release or during the next major release, it's going to have the time estimates before you export. It just, they have to calculate that all in. So at least it's there. And hopefully everyone learned stuff about 3MF format files. So hopefully that all lasted before I did stuff. Did all of my 3MF things pop up before it decided to kill the broadcast? Let's see here. And yeah, S3D is awesome. And it will not work with the MMU2 as far as I know. But if it were open source, it could definitely do whatever it wants to do. Let's see here. Yeah, any other random questions about either slicing multi-material, or let me put the multi-material back in, so let's transition. There we go. So that's a little shaky. So there it is, printing some multicolor snakes right now. It's been doing that for a while. That is a 7-hour print. Our 3X Marvin FETs were 11.5 hours or something like that, 11 hours. So the snakes are much bigger, but they you can print it much faster. There's not tool changes as often. There's more printing than tool changes. Let's see. Oop, I kicked the stand and that made a loud noise. It went boom. Anything else? YouTubers. That's all I wanted to show was a really quick stream of the actually printing, because people were like, what does it look like? And be paired with a piece of open source software to make it work for everybody. Yeah. I hiss with Vox setting. Can you gate that out? The hissing is most likely a couple things. It's been raining nonstop for like a week, so my sump pump is going off constantly. And I also forgot to turn off the dehumidifier that's right behind this whole setup, so you're probably hearing that in the background too. So apologize for that on this one. Yeah, anyways, they call it a big one, but they're going from 4.01 to 4.1, and that's not big. I would love to see 4.5. I would like to see a 5.0. I'd like them to yes, Filament Frenzy, you will. And what's funny is I think you might start liking Slicer, because a lot of people talk about the power user aspect of Simplify 3D, and it is, but it's missing a whole bunch. Oh yeah, it is when I talk, because I have all these things that are making noise in the background, and when I stop talking, the gate turns on, and it's built into the microphone. I can't turn that off. What I got to do is I got to soundproof myself, and that will all go away. So I will work on that. I can probably help a little bit. Unos momento while I hit the mute button. Ah, is that a little bit better? I killed the dehumidifier, which always adds a hum. There'll still be a little bit of noise, because there's just stuff going on down here. But we're talking about, so Slicer has a lot more power user things. The only thing it's missing is custom supports, which are coming. They've promised us custom supports. And if you've ever used Craftware, their slicing software, Bruce has looked at that software as the leading edge in custom supports. Because not only does it have custom supports, but you can do custom supports at different angles, and you don't have to, because I think someone's like learned the hack where you can turn the object in Simplify 3D, and then you can put supports at angles, so that way you don't have to support all the way to the bed. Craftware does that. You can literally click on point A, click point B, and it makes a support between it. So let's see. Ooh, Jason, Thoughts on MMU for inlaying stronger filaments inside cheaper ones? I don't see why not. You just have to design it. That would be actually kind of neat. And that is the one thing with when I bought Simplify 3D, their slicer Prusa edition was pretty meh, you know, it was meh. My MMU froze. Let's try something. Sometimes this has to end. Oh, what happened? Never mind, color change. See, you made me mess up stuff, Chris. And transition. There we go. Yeah, it was a color change, so they thought it freaked out. Just look for the flashing. The flashing lights will tell you if it's still working. But yeah, when I used Simplify 3D last year, because everything else was pretty crappy. I mean, Cura was pretty meh last year, and so was Slicer Prusa Edition. But with the last couple months, it's been insane. Let's see here. Sam, how goes the filament testing? I am still testing MakeShaper PLA, and I'm really digging their PLA. They offer for $22 a roll, which that's eSun prices. You know, eSun, the PLA Plus prices. They offer a really decent color selection. They have some questionable colors. Their brown is probably the dumbest brown I've ever seen. Their gold is not gold. It's like a yellow. It's kind of like inland gold, which is just bleh. But the PLA is actually really nice. It's a really good, as you can see, the colors are really nice. That's their crimson red and their MakeShaper green. And the blue is their MakeShaper blue. It's really strong, you know, PLA. It's a really nice quality PLA. Let's see here. And as far as other colors, I just redid the entire basement. So I have a full rack of filamentum PLA now. So full, I picked up some yellow, some other colors, so I can run that, and they work fine. But I still added a full rack. There's a couple objects I want to print in that. I added a full rack of the MakeShaper. I have a full rack of 3D Solutech behind me. I even had a full rack of eSun Pro PLA, a PLA Plus. So I've added a ton of filament. I've now well eclipsed over 100 rolls of filament down here. Yeah, well over 100 rolls. Because I have a full rack of push plastic. I've got some Keen Village PLA. I've got a full rack of Prusa PLA. Sorry, Tom. Yeah, I know you've been wanting that Prusa PLA, man. I got a full rack down here now. So one full shelf of Prusa PLA. Anything else that I added? That should be it. I am going to add more filament colors or filament brands. It just, I need to keep printing them to make sure they work, because they might work once and then the next time they don't work. So, but Filament Frenzy, Mr. Tom, you asked if you can print the outline perimeter in one material and infill in another. You can actually do that in Slicer without needing the multi-material unit. You could do that as a multi-process. I mean, you'd still need the multi-material unit. So, fun secret about Prusament filament is they will have a website, and there's a QR code on your filament spool. You scan that QR code, and it'll give you the exact dimensions of your filament over the entire length. So, wait till that launches, you sons of guns. So, and it's only like $24 a roll, and is gorgeous. Post some prices of the different brands. Yeah, I will definitely attach the price. Most of the stuff I'm trying to print is within the $20, $25 range. I do need to order some like inland. I haven't had that in a while. I know that's popular. I don't want to, but I'll order some Amazon basics. It's just time. I think they have a nice sample. I don't know if it's long enough. That's a downfall with MMU2. Sample spools don't really work. They're not long enough. So, and that MMU2 is still going. There's your stream of the M2. Yeah, and once the Prusa filament launches, I think it's gonna be super cool. And they are talking about putting a U.S. warehouse, and the U.S. warehouse will be able to get us filament better. So for all you people like Tom in Europe land, you'll be able to get Prusa filament faster and cheaper than the rest of us. So I'm envious of you. So when it does launch, you're going to have a much funner time, more fun time, a better time getting your filaments. So Filament Frenzy, a lot of people don't know, but Joseph Prusa from Filamentum is the one who helped them set up their filament. So whatever Filamentum has as their base, that's the same thing. It's the same filament. As soon as 2 of everything, I want 2 of everything. I only have 1 red, and I have 3 black and 3 or 4 silver. Because they do send me test spools, and they only send me their stuff, which I know it works, so I don't know why I have more test spools than I need. And I'm glad they stopped sending me that stuff, because I can't print it fast enough. It just takes too long to do a multi-material print. So I've been putting on my other printers. Their base should be whatever the base Filamentum is, because they're getting it from the same color house. So, I mean, Filamentum doesn't actually have anything special color-wise, because they can get it from the same color house, but the mixes might be different. So that's the secret. I think you mentioned that too, that, you know, they can mix things. So they can mix Gold Happens and something else, and they can make a new mix, and people don't know what that mix is, and it's magical. I'm actually excited about that Vertigo Starlight. That looks awesome. Yeah, more machines needed. I can set up another MMU2 on my other Mark III. We were sent spare of everything, so in case anything broke, and I have all the parts printed, so I could put a second one on, but it just... I have run out of room. I need another full desk, because 5... So a lot of people don't talk about that. One of the biggest things that people don't talk about is multi-material takes multi colors of spools. So you need 5 spools for a 5 color setup, and that takes up a lot of real estate. Even with the mosaic palette, you still need room for 4 spools, and then you need room for the palette, and you need room for the palette to get its little encoder. And it's not just this magical thing where everything fits in a tiny space. Even though the MMU2 is tiny, I mean, it fits only this big. I wish I built my prototype one sitting right next to me. It's in pieces still, but then I can show you, like, oh, it's this big. It's tiny, but, you know, all the cords, all the cables, well, most of the PTFE tubes, and then the spool holders and the spools, that takes up as much, if not more, footprint than a whole nother printer. So you need room for 2 printers and a little bit more to hold all that. No, so Jeff, the parts come printed for you, and you'll also get the R3 parts as well, because the R3 extruder, which is currently on my MMU2, which is very bare in stock. The only thing I've done is a few changes. But yeah, you'll be getting the R3 parts along with your MMU2 parts, and you'll assemble it all. And remember, it is a more intermediate build. It is harder than the Mark III build. It's harder than the Mark IIs build. Be patient when you're building it. Do not rush. Do not rush your build on your MMU2. You will taking apart is easy, you know, undoing everything, but it's just the satisfaction of when you build it the first time and it works right away. The first time I did it, it took the full 4 hours. They said, I mean, I literally got home, no sleep, built it, and got it working, and it was beautiful. But then as I started, you know, taking apart, rebuilding it, when they send us new parts and stuff, I was just going fast, and I then had to fix things. I didn't know what I skimped or corners I cut in the assembly process. Yeah, Christopher, I do not know why they are, why manufacturers are stuck on, you know, one or two filament houses. And I mean, you've got such, you know, you got very little in terms of color choice. I mean, if you look at all the American color firms, look at their PLA. It's literally the exact same blue, white, green, red, purple, yellow. There's no difference. Our country, even though we have tons of filament makers, seem to choose one single. Oh, watch it focus. There we go. One single color house with the same exact combos, and they don't you know, they don't push the envelope. They don't. I mean, Protopasta does. Protopasta pushes the envelope. But for PLA, man, like standard PLA, what do we got? MakeShaper makes a lot of different. They also have a PLA Plus. They have the PLA PHA combo, and they also have the Elite PLA, which is kind of the next generation PLA. If they can ever figure out how to, you know, make more colors besides white and black. Have you thought of building? So Acua TV asks if I've ever thought of building a bigger printer. Yes, I have been thinking. I want a Zerabo 320. I also have a CR10. It's over there. The CR10 around the corner from me. Let's see here. Yeah, flat out Monopoly. Yeah, so Neil, you can hang things. I have the Repcord box coming in. If you haven't looked at, look up Repcord, and they have a beautiful box that mounts on the wall to hold 5 spools. Oh, it's beautiful. I ordered it in the zebra wood. It's gorgeous. Am I running? So Indiana Zoidberg asks if I am running the Mosquito hot end. I have removed it, and I love it. I want to put it back, and I can't wait to put it back. But I still owe Vecco a test on his parts and to run temperature and run all that fun stuff. Neil, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do with those, but nobody seems to want to do it because I guess there's a magic mix. So when you make a color, you know, it's like so many grams of this and so many grams of that, and then you do it, and then it might be a meh color. So you have to. It's not like you automatically know how much to mix the two things to make a perfect filament color. But you know, they just rather just go right to the color house and like, oh, here's blue, standard PLA blue that every person has blue. I should probably just grab color rolls. I have so many brands next to me. I can just grab blue PLA and they all look the same. If they're made in America, they're all the same silly blue. Yeah, the raw pellets. I don't know. This is where we need David from Printed Solid to pop in. And I did get a roll of Printed Solid silver PLA. Guess I can do a little. Let me switch back to main camera. Transition. Hey everyone, main camera. You can see my face in all shininess. Not shininess. In all of its sharp glory. Sharpness. Percentages. Ah. See, this is where we need Neil. Neil needs to come on live chat, which I need to do another roundhouse. That will be next. I think next week we'll do another roundhouse. We'll get some guests, some peeps. We'll get them all in here. Let's see here. So Christopher Tilley has been working on a mosquito mount using Vecco's latest design, and I'm excited because his latest design is awesome. It is very lined up. It moves the motor. I have it, actually. It's right below me. There's a box of Vecco parts. That's not it. Ah. Nope, that's not it. Let me grab it. No. I grabbed the wrong box. Where did I put my Vecco parts? See, this is why I don't plan ahead. I thought they were in here. I hope I didn't mix them up. The other parts. That'd be bad. Oh, they're over here. See? See? The new Vecco part. Focus. Get my eye out of the camera. So, single. Oh, see, my eyes came back. Let me hide my eyes. It'll be annoying. It thinks it's still my face. Get in there. I'll hide. Nope. But, this is fine. Just throw that on the ground. But yeah, it has one. Let me grab it. I'm gonna grab it off the ground. There's a lot of filament boxes back there. That's a whole row of 3D Solutech and all my weird Chinese brands. So it has a new. Let's see here. Where do you want to focus at? There we go. There's a new lid on top, and that helps the stray light from not entering the filament sensor chamber. It also has one screw mount. That way it's tensioned properly. You don't have it untensioning incorrectly. And what else did it do? Nothing on this one. How many rolls? Okay, let's do a quick count for Tom here. 5, 50, 55, 60, 85. It looks to be about 123 rolls of filament in here. Now, not all of them are full, but some of them might be very low. But the next part on the Vecco extruder is this little guy. Focus. There we go. Oop, get my face out of there and do this. There's this little tab here, and that holds the wire for the... we need 17 more likes clicked here. This is the little tab that holds the fan cable, so that way it's not covering the mount. So that's another nice improvement on the Vecco extruder. He did use the Dyson. Filament, Mr. Tom, all of the parts are available on Thingiverse, including the step files. He is an open source maniac, so all of the things are in step. But yeah, the link to it is on the main page, but also on Thingiverse. If you need a link, I'll send it to you on your Twitter DM. The lid has the matching hand. Focus on hand. There we go. The lid has the matching. I'll have to get us another camera just for close-ups. Has the matching little inlet, so that way light does not penetrate into the filament chamber to make it more reliable. And the way better bracket for holding the fan. So it looks weird, but it does hold the fan. That's basically it. The X carriage has some changes too. Yeah, Vecco stuff is ridiculous. The dude does everything in SolidWorks, which just confuses me. I can't even figure out Fusion 360. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, hey, what up, Shane from Prusa? Are you still working? You are still working. It's only 10:50 your way. Or yeah, 10:50 your way. Yeah. So I put a different lens on though, Mr. Shane. So, everyone, Shane from Prusa is here. Everyone give him a high five. Pat him on the back. He's had a rough week. Been a busy time. I guarantee you that he is ready to field all MMU2 questions because he was in their beta testing. He was my other United States beta tester. So, we now have a bond. So... MMU2 has shipped. It is hit. It is the first 100, 300 people have MMU2s already. I'm just waiting for people to post their builds. I've seen people post You, Filament Frenzy is here. That dude, but that dude doesn't have an MMU2, so you're more legendary at the moment. You have micro legendary status at the moment. So I'm just waiting for US people, or I'm waiting for anyone to assemble theirs and have it up online. I haven't seen a single print. But then again, I'm only in one Facebook group that's Prusa specific, so it could be out there in the wild. Neil, I believe Joseph wrote 10,000 orders that he has to fulfill for MMU2s. I could be wrong, but I thought I read that in their little article thingy. So Shane could probably give you that. And they're probably pushing out shipments once a week, every week, to hundreds of people. And hopefully they don't come up with anything else new for a while. It'd be really nice. Oh, I was right with 10,000. So 10,000 units every day. So yeah, it'd be nice for them to calm down a little bit. Like, okay, MMU2's launched, Mark III is out. Let's go back to perfecting the Mark III. Let's go back to perfecting all kinds of stuff. Yeah, 10,000's a lot. I mean, they were sending out like 5,000 Mark IIIs a month at one point, which is a lot of printers, man. That's yeah, Christopher Tilley, 10,000 MMU2s were ordered. So yeah, so everyone that ordered it, all new orders I think are pushed to November right now. They're still in this year, and it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have the textured bed to worry about. The vaporware, the unicorn is real. I do have a textured bed on my other printer. We actually can. You can move to that printer. Got the technology. So let's make main plus Mark III scene. And we're going to add a browser source. Browser! And let's see here. Yeah, even better with 24-hour turnaround time on Mark III kits makes my night so much more fun. They're on 24-hour turnaround now? I thought it was 3 days, but that is Captain Insanity Pants. That it's that fast. So let me open up a Safari tab so I can create another OBS screen. So MK3 is on 10.40. So webcam, and that's going to be 1280 by 960 at 30 frames. Okay. Boom. And then let's put my face on that one too. So video capture. This one, okay. This. And put that behind. Look at that. And transition. So yeah, there's the texture bed. So Jeff ordered an MMU1 to MMU2 upgrade kit, which is awesome. So yeah, there's the bed mount. And probably people are going to ask me, like, what is that gunk on my fan? So I don't use anything to attach the fan because I'm always repairing and swapping it. So removing extra screws is fun. So I just use sticky tack to attach my fan. It also helps block the air because there's a little gap there. It blocks, keeps the air there. Yeah, it didn't blow up. I think it's just Slicer, man. Doesn't like, every time I swap back from Slicer, it's like, ha, fail. So, yeah, Shane, is there a different timeline for upgrades? Tell us now. I'm waiting intently. He's probably answering someone's question. And they're probably calling him a jerk because they're not giving it to him for free. All right, let's go back to main plus M2. Oh, why'd that mess up? Dun, 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 dun. OBS. You're so fun when you work. Boom. Transition? Okay. Yeah, dude, 3D Board Gamer custom supports are meant to be launched in the next major update. So, coming soon to a slicer near you. Let's see Let's see here. Kit's going first. Figure out production. Okay, cool. Well, you did order yours in what, April? So the good news is you would still be pushed back anyway because April people, there's people from October of last year because they replaced MMU 1s with MMU 2s and then they changed the MMU 2. So October orders are whoa, coming soon, trademark. That's like every brand. So it's getting so lame that it takes so long for products to come out. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely no stabilization there. So, the cam mount on the bed, the only reason I like it, even though it goes crazy, it gets jittery like crazy when it's doing a fast movement, it's definitely the best way to see if anything's peeling off the bed. And I worry more about that than anything else. And I can see the entire printer. So, 12. So Tom ordered his on. Okay, you're doing that in UK talk, right? So it's actually November 12th of 2017, right? Or are you doing American December 11th, 2017? This is why I hate America. Why can't we, using 3D printers, this is fun. So I'm now used to metric more. So when people ask me how long something is, I usually tell them in millimeters or centimeters, and they look at me like I'm a crazy person, and I just dropped another box. Yep, just dropped another box of parts. Sure, probably shouldn't have that in my desk right below my knee. Yeah, and then we do the thing with the dates. I don't know, like, well, Indiana Zoidberg coming when it's ready is better than coming all day long. Yeah, 12th of November. Thank you, Tom, for clarifying that you use the proper UK-ish every other country time for your calendar. Let's see here. Wow, so Shane is telling us that the secondary building space is going to be used for more farm stuff, and the goal is to have a 500 printer farm. And again, Shane, you'll back me up on this. The printed parts aren't the holdup in any of this. It's always the other parts, motors and bearings and all those other fun things. So printed parts are easy. The other things are definitely more difficult. If you guys could 3D print bearings and 3D print, I mean, I guess you can 3D print some bearings, but we don't want them. We want some nice bearings. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff, the other thing is the hardware seems like it would be easy, but imagine, so remember, Prusa sells like 5,000 Mark IIIs a month. So 5 motors times 5,000, that's 25,000 motors they need every month. That's huge production. How many bearings? 10 bearings? So that's 50,000 bearings or whatever. Yeah, 50,000 bearings they need every month if they're selling 5,000 Mark IIIs a month. So, people just don't make LM8UUs in that quantity constantly. It's just, yeah, AliExpress. Yeah, they want it to not be that bad in quality. Yeah, so I think from conversations I've had, Prusa's tried to get different power supplies, and they talked to who's that brand? Christopher Tilley, my man. What brand are we using for our PSUs on our Mark IIIs? As you can tell, this one is using stock. But yeah, Meanwell couldn't do that many power supplies a month. That is the downfall of trying to do things in large quantities like this, unless they really want really crappy stuff. Yeah, it is crazy, Chris. It's crazy that you ordering things in that quantity. Because again, I think of, in conversations I've had, they can make that many, but then they can't sell any because like LDO doesn't make that motor for anybody else because they're just trying to keep up with Prusa. It's, you've got, you've, do you want to remove an entire product from the market just so you can supply a supplier, or not supplier, but supply someone that needs your parts? It's a tough call, and I'm glad it's not my business to do any of that. Man, no, Jeff, plastic parts with 300 printers printing a full bed. I don't think they have any issue getting parts done because they could literally do 100 printers a day. So with just 100 printers, and I think they have a 300 printer farm, so they can do 300 printers a day in parts with how fast they're printing these parts. I mean, they're not printing them at our normal, like, nice, pretty speeds. Let's see here. Oh, sub-assemblies. He's saying, like, because, we have to assemble the power supplies if we're getting all the stuff. And I think another slowdown, too, is they test every power supply. They test the hot ends. They test the bed flatness. So there is probably a little bit of a backlog on sub-assemblies, but that's things that, if you don't test it, that's a bad thing. Man, I hope this print finishes soon. I need another camera on every one of them to tell me how much time is left. Because I don't actually have the Octopi plugged in. I don't have Octoprint actually plugged into the MMU. It's actually the camera from my farthest. Let me see here. Let me go back to main camera. So this printer right here, its camera is fed all the way around and across, and I can't do this backwards. And that's where that camera is. So the camera's not plugged in to the MMU. It's plugged into this printer and comes across. Yeah, 3D Maker Noob. Excellent video when he took the tour to Prusa to see all the fanciness that's going on. Let's see here. I think that's it. I've already hit a live length amount of longness. Any other questions for myself or Shane or Tom from Filament Frenzy? Because that dude is, as Shane says, the filament whisperer. So if you ever have a filament you cannot print, I guarantee you Tom will find a way. I give up too, so don't ask me if it doesn't work. If someone goes random color filament from here, I'm like, just buy a better filament. Cheaper. Instead of wasting. But I do need to get my mosaic palette built. Forget me and Chris, asked Tom. What is my favorite part about the MMU2? The possibility. So we're just getting into testing. We're just getting into testing BVOH and soluble supports, and they're going to add PVA and stuff. And I have some PVOH, not to be confused with BVOH. That's my biggest thing. What I wanted a multi-material for was to print objects that have supports, because I hate supports. Supports are the dumbest thing in the world because they suck. You can't get perfect layers underneath supports unless they're soluble. So, any time frame secrets? The time frame is when they're ready. And they have them. I mean, the beds are ready. They're shipping out, but they can only make like 3,000 a month or something. Some amount that's not enough. So they're still catching up to probably backlog. Because again, they said that they're going to catch up to, they're shipping to first to everyone that did not get their printer yet and they held out for the textured bed. And then they're going to go to back orders, and then they're going to get those, and then they're going to get to real world customers like you and I. Yeah, supply chain limitation. That's a huge one because, again, there isn't another PEI textured surface. I mean, there is one on Amazon, but no, it's not PEI. But I will say that it is my favorite bed surface. A lot of people like the Anycubic Ultra Base. because when it cools down, the prints just pop off. That is nearly how the the textured bed works. When I print PETG, it sticks. When it's hot, it sticks. You will not get warping with PETG. It's perfect. I don't put anything on it. Just print right on it. And I have tried Garolite, and I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all because it just wasn't. I don't know. I glued some onto a flexible sheet. But back to the stuff. Yeah, it just once it cools down to like 30°C, you can just pop. It just comes right off. You don't have to flex the bed, which is sad because flexing the bed was kind of fun. But now you don't have to flex the bed. You just pop the piece off. So it's kind of lame. But the good news is that means you just keep abusing one side and eventually flip it to the other. So it basically is a dual-sided surface that you never have to remove. The only thing that ever had stick really well, because I mean I tried TPU. TPU did not. It adhered perfect when it printed. As soon as the bed cooled, you just peel the print off. I didn't flip, but I did print ASA on it. And the ASA sticks really well. Still pops right off. I haven't tried polycarbonate, and I haven't tried nylon on it. I don't know if there's any. Should probably ask Shane, should I print those materials on it? Can I print nylon right on the textured PI? Can I print polycarbonate directly onto the textured PI? I don't know these things. Which bad? Which bed? What do you mean, which bed, Neil? Let's see. And they changed the process. Yeah, I'm glad everyone likes the camera mic setup. Oh man, you mean I gotta put glue stick on my textured PI? Shane, don't tell me these things. It's 4 a.m.? Dude, Tom, thanks for coming here, man. Come back anytime. We just still need to do a live chat and chat Palette Plus. So, let me know. The MMU is printing I bought a brand new Mark III just to put the MMU on. Better safe than sorry. Thanks, Shane. I bought a brand new Mark III just to put the MMU2 on, and it has just a standard PI on it, which it is hard going back to standard PI after the textured bed, which is sad. Like, I don't necessarily like the texture. I think it's too aggressive. But when you print parts and they don't be scared. Ugh, I'm always scared. Because I only have one. Like, I can't get another one. If I damage it, it's not like, hey guys, can I get another one? They're gonna be like, there isn't another one. Thanks, Chris. That was a good joke. That's what Shane's gonna tell me on chat. Like, good joke. I'll send you a regular one, or I'll send you nothing, and you'll like it. I will be scared. I might do it anyway, but yeah, that's just a standard PI, and it's tough going back and forth. But yeah, you know, I as a professional photographer, I have all the equipment. I didn't have the microphone stuff, but I mean, I've got the computers, I've got the internet of craziness speeds, I've got all the cameras, all the wiring. I mean, I could put it on rails. I could get a remote control rail system so we can pan around. I could put cameras all over. I've got enough cameras where I can put a couple and actually put DSLRs on some of the printers, so that way, you know, so we could do stuff. It's not my intent to be a full-time YouTuber, and my goal is also I will never monetize the channel, nor will I take sponsors. I will rep people that I love, but none of them are paid for. That was my biggest thing with this, was I wanted to continue to be completely transparent to the world, so there will never be a brought to you by thing. But I will take hosts and guests from companies. I'd love to hear from people. Like we had David from Printed Solid. Guy makes good stuff, man. He's a smart dude, and you know, I'll throw respect to any company that does cool stuff. So But yeah, there'll never be a brought to you. There'll never be an ad. There'll never be a commercial when you watch these videos. I pulled all my I sound like some of the video guys I work with. But yeah, I'll never put I pulled all my monetizations off of all my stuff. Yeah, you know, I still don't want to monetize it, man. I hate YouTube commercials. I hate them. Just, I don't think commercials belong on YouTube. I miss YouTube when it was just fun people doing fun things and telling about their fun things. Now it's like, you know, even Electro Boom, it's like, oh man, you know, you get a commercial, you'll listen to them, and then like during really important stuff, another ad pops in. I'm like, I'm not paying for YouTube Red. Google doesn't need more money. They really don't. YouTube does enough with regular ads. Yeah, Dave really does know. And I'll bring him back. I know I want him back on here. And we definitely need Shane from Prusa. And until he kills that, Shane, you are banned from the channel until you kill that cricket. Or your animal that eats cricket eats that dang cricket. So, yeah, YouTube has become more like cable TV. You know, Hulu, I don't mind. It's like one commercial. That's fine. But the eyebrow. Yeah, it's Shane, I will I forget who it was. They said they'll come and eat your cricket for you. Yeah, so Matthew will come and eat it. And what's funny, so that was even worse, was I was listening back to the thing on my phone, and that one commercial sucks though. It does. I was listening to it on my phone, and I thought there were crickets in my room because the audio is actually really good on the phone, and it was coming out of like left field on the speaker, and I'm like, oh, there's a cricket in my room now? Nope, it's just the audio. Oh, yeah, you know, yeah, I am all for advertisements if they're warranted. Yeah, Shane, it was loud. That's the thing, is like with audio, like your microphone, like we were kind of chatting about audio and stuff, is you want the microphone as close as you're willing to put it, because that way it gains on you. Because if I back up, I mean, you can hardly hear me until I speak up really loud or I turn the sound up. But you start picking up more of the outside, so it's usually better to get it close. You know, lav mics will be better, or even the microphone, you know, on here is all right, but yeah, Google Red's not bad. I mean, Indiana Zoidberg brings up Google Red's not bad. I'm not against it. It just, I wish that they would go to just one commercial at the beginning and one at the end, or you know, the makers, people who put YouTube, the content creators put those commercials in a pause section, like, oh, we're going to commercial break, versus they're literally talking in mid-sentence, it goes to an ad, and that annoys the crap out of me. It's like, what's next? You know, it almost feels like that clickbait, like, and following this commercial, like, oh, come on, man. So that's my only beef. Like, and my stuff's always gonna be longer. I'm not gonna be that short, you know, video guy where I don't have time to use Premiere. They're gonna be live, so I'll make mistakes and answer questions. Yeah, and especially when those ads pop up really soon. 3D Board Gamer just pointed that out. It's like, you know, it's not bad if it's like a 20-minute video and one pops up 10 minutes in, but when you're watching a 3-minute video and then one pops in 1 minute into the video, like, I just watched a commercial and I watched 1 minute video. Shane, I'll go halvesies on that cricket bomb to Christopher. Seriously, man, that would be dope. Who cares about glitter bombs? By the way, glitter bombs are cool. I'm just saying, everyone. If someone can send me Joseph's, should I send a care package attention Joseph and have a glitter bomb? Dang it, I said it on the channel. Huh. Yeah. Good point, Indiana Zoidberg. Even a countdown to the ad, like it just goes, you know, and going to ad. I just want to be able to put it where I want to. I don't know if that's even possible. It just seems to me most of the ads pop in during like a climactic moment or something. I'm like really intently listening, and then all of a sudden I'm learning about A car I don't care about. Like, I have a car. I don't care about your car. I don't think that's the thing for me. I've never clicked on an ad on YouTube or Hulu, or I've never gone to it later. There's never a time like Facebook ads. I've never clicked on any of that stuff. I don't know who does. Like, who is clicking on this stuff? I've had some friends that say, yeah, I've clicked on them. I wanted to learn more about their product. What? It's a shoe. They sell them at Kohl's, man. You can get them at Walmart, bro. But yeah, I think that's it, man. We're well off of 3D printing now. Oh yeah, for sponsored spots. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this will never be sponsored. Chris, he might rep his local friends, like this is Bygone Brand. This is Roller Drome. Used to be an old roller disco in our town. I was not old enough to go to the roller disco. They were all gone before I was born, but my buddies make Bygone Brand. Keith and Amy, they make awesome shirts. BygoneBrand.com. Not paid for, even though they do pay me to do all their photography for their stuff. So to keep them in business and keep me in business. But yeah, if you ever want retro t-shirts of old companies, so if you live in Milwaukee, Chicago, St. Louis, I think they're adding Nashville right now. So old place that went out of business when you were a kid. Like our stuff was like all the old arcades have shirts now, so I have a bunch of those. And I love going to roller rinks, so they have like the Ing and this place. How long are the filament feed tubes? I have them somewhere. Let me grab one. I'll show you exactly how long they are. They're in a box. Long enough to make a face circle. Oh, wait, hold on. I've got a metric ruler. All right. Its nearly approximate settings are 65 centimeters, which is 650 millimeters, which I don't know how many feet that is. If I ever wanted a band shirt, I have so many band shirts. I don't ever wear my friends' band shirts. I feel bad, friends. But yeah, I'm not cool enough to wear their band shirts. And they're never in my favorite colors, which are usually black, because the darkness is where. But yeah, this is the length of the MMU tube. Almost. There we go. Now it's 1280 pixels long. Yeah. My waste tower bucket gets bigger. Bucket, oh, waste towers. A new bucket. 25.625 inches. Well, I'm glad that there is a conversion rate for that. Ooh, I'm gonna give one more shout out. Oh, noob question. Make things together. So X and Y belt, getting them, as long as you're not getting layer skips and the quality is still good, you don't have to worry too much about the belt tensions. There is a preferred, well-tested a value, which is around 260, 265. So you don't have to force it. But the tensioners on the Mark III are poopy. So it always involves stuff of redoing and undoing. I dropped the box of the parts that I had to show everybody. Oh no, I do. I wait. Nope, wrong box. Let me grab that box I dropped. I have all the parts for my Mark 2.5 printed. What you want is one of the Zerabo X-axis parts. And they have this belt tensioner that's built into the X-axis. So that goes in, and it can tension quite a bit. I think it's over 5 millimeters. Yeah, 4 or 5 millimeters that it can do for the X-axis, which is way better than the 1.8 millimeters that the Prusa one can do. So, oopie on you, Prusa. And the Y-axis, that one's easy. That just loosen the, remove the smooth idler, the 2 screws that hold the smooth idler holder from the frame, and then move it 1 notch on the belt holder underneath, and then reattach it, and that should be more than enough. So Jetto Black's asking, is there one that you could, is there a tensioner you can use that doesn't involve changing the X carriage? And the answer is no, at the moment. The Zerabo one switched to a 16-tooth idler, and which matches the idler size of the motor, which is 16T. And you would have to go to a 20T to fit the 20T smooth to fit the stock setup, and I don't think that would fit. But you can always hope that someone does it. I think Arnaud is thinking about doing that mod. Let's see here. Or my high-vis yellow Bette Midler shirt. I want a Bette Midler shirt. I don't think there's anything else I had to show. That box was there. Yeah, that 2.5 needs to get done. So the carriage, really, there's no improvement. I mean, there is actually a major improvement in the carriage. So on the Zerabo carriage, let me grab it. On the Zerabo carriage, where it holds the belt, that'll eventually focus. If I get it close enough and not my face in the camera. You can do it, camera. Mad at me. And maybe if I turn it this way and block my face. Face focus is awesome until your face is still in the shot. So where the belts are, on the Mark 3 normal one, you put the plate on. And I think I have it backwards. There we go. You put their plate on, you can still get to the belts. So that is the major perk on the Zerabo stuff. You can still access the belt. So if you ever need to remove it because it's frayed, you don't have to take the entire carriage apart. So there's your other reason why you change the carriage. But there isn't any real big upgrades to that section. It does look pretty though. So it does look, of course, my face. I'll work on a better setup for that. The other lens I had was a little bit better for close focus. This one does not focus that close. So it wants to continue focusing on my face. So yeah. But you too could have beautiful parts. Yeah, that's a Zerabo carriage. Yeah, you do have to redo the wiring bundle. And I switched to Amazon sells a wrap. Prusa switched it to the quick wrap. It's got a slit in it. You can unslit it and run all the cables into it, so you don't have to feed them through the cable wrap. I guess I'll grab that too. Hold on. I think it was like $10 on Amazon. Sorry about the crinkly plastic. That's probably going to be really annoying. Amazon sells this braided cable. It has a split. and then you can throw the wires in there. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, he is not named Vico on there. I'll post the link later, and I think it's under, let me find it since I can switch. Where'd I put Safari? There's Safari. And Thingiverse. He is under, sign me out. Just because I log out of Safari doesn't mean I need you to log me out of Thingiverse, bro. And Mark 3. And his name is something on here. There it is. It's under VEKOJ. Yeah, log out of all the things. Let's see here. Yeah, everything is printable. Make things see that everything's printed on Thingiverse. It's under VEKOJ is his maker name. And it's all free. Step files are included, so if you need to edit anything, he's got the step files, which is amazing. Shane, tell Prusa to hurry up and post the step files for all their stuff. Please. Thank you. People have been asking. Split loom. Yes. Think of other things to stop and grab. I just cleaned the basement, so everything that I need is within short walking distance. Yeah, sorry, Shane. I keep adding to your list. Oh man, Indiana. That a quick disconnect wire would be amazing. That's one thing I do like about Creality and a couple of the printer brands. They just go, here's one giant cable that plugs in and it's done. Please, Prusa, make one cable. Make a quick disconnect. That would make our lives so much better. I mean, I know their intent is you never should have to change anything, but you keep coming out with more parts. So we're gonna change stuff. So, yeah. Let's see here. Anything else? Filament grinder, Bette Midler, sure. Nope. I think that's it. I really need to do other stuff. So thank you for coming to the channel thing. Sorry about my sump pump going off right now. You can probably, oh, now it's done. So now it's less noisy in there. Hopefully the MMU2 live stream looked cool. I use mini Deans for the fans. Yeah. I have most of my stuff on quick disconnects. It's just time. You know, time. We all don't have it. If they would just come stock with that. But yeah, I'm going to head off. I'll be on the forums later. I just need to go edit. I need to do some things. I need to actually get some work done. But I need to figure out why it doesn't like me switching between slicer, screen capture, and coming back to OBS. So everything else seems to work great. I don't trust a ribbon cable of 40 watts of power either. I don't trust a ribbon cable for most things because those things break. I'd like to see a serial connector of some sort. That's just me. Maybe just plug them in USB or Wi-Fi. Why can't we have a Wi-Fi extruder, right? So plug in a giant battery pack on your extruder. That won't make it heavy. So good night, everybody. Have fun on the forums. Post prints because I love pictures of prints. That's the best stuff. Prints are awesome. I'm going to continue improving this stuff, and I need something to quickly change between scenes. So that'll be my next hunt. Yeah, I will continue the vids. The videos are going to continue. And as frequently as I can, hopefully once a week. So everyone enjoy, stay out of trouble, hug yourselves because no one else will do so. And yeah, and if Alex, you see this, thank you, Mr. Alex from Prusa. So good night, everybody.